35mm full frame equivalent, f1.7, a fixed lens hood, black and beautiful, and of course for videos it's very cinematic. This is the Yongnuo 17mm f1.7 lens for M4 III cameras. This cheap lens is so good, but how good can it be? Let's find out. This is for micro four thirds cameras like the Olympus Panasonic. It's a 17mm f1.7 lens. It's a 35mm equivalent for full frame. The Yongnuo 17mm is made up of plastic, but it has a metal lens hood which you can't remove. So that has its pros and cons. For instance, you can't attach any form of filter that is bigger than 52mm thread to this lens. So you just have to be very careful in case you want to get a filter. That can be annoying. I don't really know why this is this way, but well, I guess it's for protection. In terms of image quality and sharpness, this lens gets a B grade from me, and I feel the reason why it's getting a B grade is because I've been using the Olympus 60mm macro for over a year, and primarily before getting any other kind of lens to attach to my camera, and that lens is flawless. So it's kind of like spoiled me. It's made me become too nitpicky and just pay attention to details I shouldn't really concern myself with. Other than that, the Yongnuo 17mm lens is very great in terms of image quality. It does deliver sharp images. The focus is great. The autofocus, it's very great. It does a good job even though it's not a native Olympus lens or OM system lens. In terms of size, this lens is not small. For micro four thirds, you'd kind of want a lens that is so small, especially as it's a 17mm. However, I don't find it to be a big lens. Somehow I kind of like fancy the bigger lenses because I think it just makes me seem more serious or like know what I'm doing very well. So I don't really know, it's very subjective, but for me I don't have any issue with the lens size, and of course it fits into my bag easily. I've never carried my lens without a bag, so probably if you're a street photographer trying to carry your lenses without a bag, I think you'll need a bag for this one. It doesn't weigh much, it's like 180 grams, so yeah, you have to note that. As you all know, I'm a macro photographer, and that means that whatever lens I have, I try to see just how good it can do at macro. This isn't a macro lens, so I had to try wide angle macro with it. Wide angle macro has been something I've loved, but I've never really been able to do it so much with my 60mm because it's a 60mm, and yeah, that's 120mm equivalent if you want to take it that way. So with this lens, I was able to achieve some wide angle macro result. It was good. It was very good, and I did kind of like feel a certain way. The only downside is that I felt if I see a spider with prey or maybe a spider with babies, I'm not going to be able to get a 1:1 shot of it. Other than that, it was very great using this for wide angle macro, and I hope to try it again sometime soon. Concerning the aperture of this lens, one reason why I haven't really bothered about it is because I always shoot at my widest open aperture. For this one, it's the f1.7. I've had this lens for a while now, and I've never shot at an aperture other than f1.7. And at f1.7, it does a great job of separating the subjects from the background. It even has what is called 3D pop, and I like that a lot about it. However, the only downside I observe at f1.7 is that there could be visible color fringing or chromatic aberration, which well can be fixed in post, but sometimes it gets really ugly. And this is only when you are shooting in kind of like direct sunlight or high contrast situations. In controlled environments like this, you'll never notice anything like that, so at least that's a good part of it. What this has made me do is it's made me conscious of where I'm shooting and how I'm shooting, let's say the angles and all of that. So once I was able to master this and know why that happened, I never had that issue again. So yeah, it's not something you struggle with. This lens is priced 150 euros on the Yongnuo official website, and I think that's quite fair or even cheap. I really don't know how high or low it is because I don't use euros, but I think it's just fair enough for the quality that this lens offers. And speaking of quality, like I said, I give it a B for sharpness. Every other thing, it's just so flawless at it. So it's a very good lens, especially for the price. Overall, I'd just say it's a B plus or A minus. I don't know if A minus is a grade, but I just feel it's A minus. The only two things I don't like about this lens is number one, the fixed lens hood. I wish it just wasn't fixed. I don't like lens hoods, and I know they do have their functions and stuff. I hardly use it, but I just wish this wasn't fixed. It makes it hard to attach filters. Even for the 52mm black mist filter I did find it quite difficult to attach it, no, as well as take it out. So that's one thing I really struggle with in this lens. That aside, the chromatic aberration, well, if I ever have to shoot in high contrast environments, I'm not going to like that at all. So that's the second thing I don't like about this lens, but I've kind of like come to embrace all of that. Like I know that, yeah, this is just how it is. I have to embrace the fixed lens hood, and then I know that I have to watch the environment I'm shooting at. Aside these two things, I pretty much like everything about this lens. I really fancy the fact that it's quite cinematic at 35mm, and when you attach a mist filter to it, you're just getting full-blown cinema. So yeah, it's my favorite lens for cinematography or any form of filming right now. I also really love the fact that this is f1.7, meaning that even in low light situations, I really don't have to turn up my ISO. I can still get the job done. So yeah, that's a very good one from Yongnuo. I also like the fact that it's cheap. Yongnuo did send this over, so I didn't buy it, but I feel it's very cheap and affordable for anyone who's just getting into photography, or maybe wants to get another kind of lens for photography, or just experiment, play around and try new genres and stuff like that. So it's all a win-win from Yongnuo for this lens. If I'm to recommend this lens, which of course I'm recommending the lens, I recommend it to any photographer who needs another lens in their camera bag to try other genres of photography different from what they usually do. It's a very good lens that will do the job, and being 35mm, it's very versatile and can do almost anything. It has you covered for street photography, portrait photography, architectural photography, probably all kinds of photography. So it's very good, and at f1.7 you just won't have to bother. So that's it for this video, and if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the channel. I'm David Joseph, ABCD David, and I'll see you in the next one.